Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 20 online CFM game. We are now in week 5 of the 2020 season here in the Premier Madden League, and I've got one question for you. Are you ready for some football? It's about to be a Monday night party in LA as the 2-2 Miami Dolphins go across the country to take on the 1-2 Los Angeles Chargers. Both the Dolphins and Chargers are playoff teams from a season ago that are looking to get some sort of footing in this early 2020 season. Both squads need to win badly, but of course only one team can win. For our team in particular, we need to win just to keep up in the AFC East. We went from division champions a year ago to the bottom of the basement early in the going. As you guys see, this Los Angeles Chargers team is very different from a season ago simply because Phillip Rivers isn't around. Rivers retired in the 2019 offseason, or 2020, whatever it is, so now Jameis Winston is the quarterback of the Chargers. Jameis Winston is potentially the franchise quarterback of the LA Chargers, and he's not off to the best start. So you see the Chargers are relying on Melvin Gordon, and as a result, Melvin Gordon is one of the top running backs entering this game early in the 2020 season. So if we want to beat the Chargers, we have to keep Melvin Gordon in check. Hopefully at least hold him to under 100 yards rushing in this game. Both squads are in of a bit of an identity crisis. For the Chargers, it's pretty obvious. Phillip Rivers is gone. How is this team going to be shaped going into the future? For our squad, we have a major youth movement. Almost an excess of young players on this team that might be holding us back from potentially grabbing victories. So we need to find some sort of balance, especially on the offensive end, and hopefully that starts on Monday Night Football. We are underway with the Miami Dolphins and the LA Chargers as Travis Benjamin takes the opening kickoff out the end zone to the 22-yard line, and here comes, of course, Melvin Gordon. We have to at least slow down Gordon early, hopefully get Jameis to pass the ball and, make one of those famous Jameis mistakes as a nice tackle by Derek Brown from behind. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 7. This is Jameis with the quick pass, and it's intercepted by Jerome Baker. He wanted his superstar receiver Keenan Allen, but instead he finds our middle linebacker as Rosen on the first play. Still the starter of the Dolphins and nearly got a touchdown to Colin Johnson. Well, I say nearly, but that's just because Colin Johnson is such a downfield threat with that 6'6" height. As we get the first down, next play, Rosen under duress, and down he goes. That superstar pass rush of Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa making an impact early as Nelson Aguilar on 2nd down, catching the screen, getting the yards back. We lost on the sack. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 8. Rosen with the snap. It's only a 3-man rush. Rosen stepping time, but the coverage of the Chargers is stout. We are forced to check it down to Grant, who goes nowhere, and we kick the field goal for the first points of the game. The Chargers and the Dolphins played, I believe, week 5 or week 4 of last season, and the Chargers ended up winning that game. It was actually one of our worst defeats of the season with the Dolphins. Oh, what a hit from Baker! The Chargers recovered a ball, and Baker's the man who makes the tackle at the end, but man, this is a great start for Jerome Baker specifically, and along with our team. So hopefully we can get some revenge on the Chargers. Long story short, as Melvin Gordon doing his thing out here, 4 rushes, 17 yards, 1st down. Jameis, oh, he was looking to pass right there, and he needed to pass quickly because we had an unblocked man coming at Winston. That was Malik Harrison, as that was Minkah Fitzpatrick who dropped the interception. Oh, that hurts. 3rd down and 4. Jameis, I gotta throw it. It's an inaccurate pass, and it's intercepted by Eric Berry. The Heat forcing the bad throw. Mohamed Sanu in at quarterback. He's passing, and he finds Colin Johnson, and Johnson is in for the touchdown. Trickeration for the Miami Dolphins, who have been struggling to pass the ball all season long, and maybe the answer to our struggles is Mohamed Sanu at the quarterback position. The great debate has been the future of the quarterback position for the Miami Dolphins this season. Is it the 4th round rookie Khalil Tate, or is it the 3rd-year man Josh Rosen? Well, throw another hat into the ring. We have Mohamed Sanu as the Wildcat quarterback, finding Colin Johnson, as that's a dropped interception for Raekwon McMillan there. 3rd down and 3. Melvin Gordon going nowhere, and we are off to a quick and electric start here in LA. This is hopefully more of what Miami Dolphins football looks like than what the first 4 games have been. We are coming off a tough division loss against the New York Jets in our previous game, and We're trying to change things a bit up, especially here on the offensive end, and I don't know if we're off to the best starts or if we just kind of caught the Chargers off guard, because as you guys saw, my opponent ran commit on that first down, seeing Wildcat. He had to expect a run, but Mohamed Sanu, he's that dude. He can throw passes. Josh Rosen trying to prove he can throw passes to Colin Johnson, but that is swatted beautifully in the secondary, and that'll force the Matt Hack punt. Matt Hack has been a pretty busy man in the 2020 season, more busy than we'd like him to be. He did make the Pro Bowl a season ago, and he might make the Pro Bowl this season, but for all the wrong reasons, as Hunter Henry makes the catch in left corner. That's going to be Jameis's third completion of the game. He's off to a rocky start, and part of the reason why is the pressure we are putting on the Chargers. Once again, Malik Harrison forcing the pressure, but that time Jameis gets the pass off. Here comes Melvin Gordon. This is when he can be so dangerous in the red zone. You know they're going to run the ball, but can we stop him? Oh man, off to a great start here. Christian Wilkins and Derek Brown are definitely a dynamic duo in the trenches. Third down, Jameis rolling the pocket, throwing on the run, and finding Hunter Henry for the touchdown. Jameis finding a groove as we start the second quarter, pulling the Chargers within 3 points. It has been pretty much the worst possible start for the Chargers, so the fact that they're only down 3 right now, hey man, they have a lot of time to get back into this game. 10-minute quarters in this online CFM, so you know, a lot can go up and a lot can go down, a lot can change the ebbs and flows of a CFM game, and now all of a sudden the Chargers got the momentum. Josh Rosen, simple out route, not going to get much. Third down, watch out, Rosen. That's an unblocked man for the sack, and we are punting the ball back to the Chargers, and the great start we had, man. It seemed like everything was going right, and we can find ourselves down 4 points if we give up a touchdown here. The good news is the Dolphins defense has been elite this season, so hopefully we can continue to rely on them, as Winston with the time finding Melvin Gordon, who makes the catch but pays a small price in the form of a big hit from Eric Berry, as Jameis is starting to find the flow. 2 interceptions early on, but this is what Jameis Winston brings. Just irrational confidence. No matter how many mistakes he makes, you know Jameis is going to continue to fire that ball downfield and even rush for a first down, throwing the short route to Henry, who got the touchdown on the previous drive. We're now midway in the second quarter. This has been quite the drive, and it's going to continue with a new set of downs as we continue to put the hits on. This time, Xavier Howard with that big-time hit. Here's Jameis rolling right one more time, finding Henry, who loses the ball, but it goes out of bounds. The Chargers retain possession for the second time after we force a fumble. Melvin Gordon nearly getting the first down. Third down and 2. We expect Melvin Gordon to get the ball, but it's actually play action. Jameis across the body, and that's intercepted by Bryce Hall, the rookie who definitely had quite the interesting game against the Jets, being picked on a lot, but also had a pick 6 in that game. But here's Bryce Hall getting an interception in the red zone. It definitely looked like Jameis could have ran for that first down, but hey man, I'll take the break we can get, as this is a big third down and 13, only a 3-man rush. Rosen has time and eventually fires downfield, and that is what you call a perfect pass. Gesicki making the catch in tight coverage. That is very tight coverage. Moore makes the catch, gain of 2 yards. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. We badly needed that first down, man. We need to get something going on the offensive end. Our touchdown came off of a wildcat pass from Mohamed Sanu. We need Josh Rosen to actually change some completions, change some first downs, and hopefully we could do it in this 2-minute drill here. Third down and 4, big play. Once again, 3-2-man rush, and Rosen's going to have the time to eventually locate Nelson Aguilar. The Chargers are trying to rely on Melvin Gordon and Joey Bosa to bring the pressure by themselves, and thankfully for us, not working out too well as we run hurry up here, minute to go in this first half. We want to at least get into field goal range, which we are pretty close in for Joey Slye to make this a 2-possession game, but hey man, we could get this touchdown, that would be even better. We do get ball coming out of halftime, so potential 2-for-1 scenario as we run this screen pass to Nelson Aguilar, and Aguilar's got a ton of space. Nelson Aguilar down the sidelines, the converted receiver to running back scores the touchdown on the screen pass, and the Dolphins grab a 17-7 lead. It took a while to set that play up, probably longer than I would have liked personally, But if it scores a touchdown, you can't argue with the results as Travis Benjamin deep from his own end zone. And Jerome Baker is all over the field today. As you see, we're using Baker right now. That's a dangerous pass for Mike Williams. That will not be caught. Jameis 3 interceptions, and he has no problem trying to throw number 4 before the end of the first half, it feels like. But now the Chargers slowed things down. They're pretty much taking this one into the halftime locker room unless Melvin Gordon can do something special, which he almost did. That was by far Melvin Gordon's best run of the game, and overall for a running back that entered this game averaging over 100 yards per game, I say we've done a pretty good job of Melvin Gordon so far. So we keep the job up, continue to force Jameis to try to win the game, and hopefully Jameis loses the game for them. Then we have a win in our back pocket. 2nd down and 6. This is Jakeem Grant on the sweep. There goes Jakeem Grant. Yeah, oh, that breakaway speed. Who's catching Jakeem Grant? Absolutely no one. Your touchdown has been granted, and in under a minute, our drive ends in a touchdown from way back at our own 20-something yard line. When Jakeem Grant can score long touchdowns like that, that might be what the identity of this Dolphins offense is. We're trying to find out what makes this Dolphins offense work, and the answer might be the same answer from last season. Even though we drafted all these young guys, it might still be Jakeem Grant. Oh, down goes Jameis Winston. That's a safety, and that is once again Jerome Baker. I mean, this has to be the best game Jerome Baker has played in his career. Definitely in this CFM for us. The man has an interception, a forced fumble, a sack for a safety. What has he not done in this game as Joey Bosa gets the sack? Bosa a bit quiet so far in this one. Joey Bosa last season had about 5.5 sacks against us, so the fact that we are kind of keeping Joey Bosa in check is fine enough for me. 2nd down and 12. Unfortunately, that pass rush for the Chargers has woken up on this drive. A sack for Tillery. Look at this box completely stacked. I did not like that look at all, so we actually call a timeout. 3rd down and 17. We're going to dial up a whole new play. This time the Chargers only rush 4, but still get pressure inside from Joey Bosa. As well as the score looks in this game, the offense has not been, as efficient as I'd like it to be. Part of that is just the pass rush of the Los Angeles Chargers, one of the best pass rushing teams in the league with Bosa and Melvin Ingram and even that Wusu guy on the line. But, 26 points, can't complain about that. And you definitely cannot complain about the way the defense has been forcing turnovers in this one. That, along with the Mohamed Sanu touchdown pass, might be the biggest story of this game. Our defense is forcing turnovers. We've been elite, but we haven't been forcing many turnovers until tonight. Colin Johnson in the end zone. Touchdown Dolphins again. And this is turning into a rout in LA. This Monday night party may be over early for Los Angeles as Travis Benjamin smartly getting away from Jerome Baker momentarily. But Jerome Baker is haunting out the ball carrier every single play today as Jameis, nothing open. Oh, that's what I thought. Mike Williams makes the catch. That should have been a touchdown for Minkah Fitzpatrick, 100%. I don't know how in the world we didn't get that one, but we're definitely getting the sack on this play from Malik Harrison, who was having one heck of a game. I mean, the youth movement is some of our top talents so far. Colin Johnson, Malik Harrison, Derek Brown, they're all making plays, and that's what we want. We want to have them making plays, but not forcing them into the game plan. We want them to naturally fit in the game plan and win games, not just force balls to our rookies and lose by 10 or something like that. So everything's looking all fine and dandy. 4th down, that's definitely not open. Jameis continuing to have a rough go at it. The Chargers had a chance to get themselves back into this game, but that red zone interception from Bryce Hall was really a game changer, and it's been all Miami ever since. And man, when it rains, it pours. Now all of a sudden we're running the ball with Aguilar, moving forward, getting a 1st down. Aguilar 4 for 31, but that's not really our problem that Nelson Aguilar hasn't ran the ball too much. We want to be a primarily passing football team, man. I feel like that's what this team should be. And I mentioned in last video when I said I had an idea of what was wrong with the offense, and I feel like what was wrong with the offense was we tried to run the ball a little bit too much, man. We can pass the ball and we'll run it once for a bunch of points, all right? And that's what we're doing right now. I feel like that's something we should try to rely on more of the passing game, and that's a focus we came into this game in. with, and I don't know if we executed well. Like, we've had a lot of defensive stops and turnovers and the Wildcat touchdown pass and all that, and you can't expect that to happen every single week or really ever again. Like, the fact that we pulled that off is pretty insane with Mohamed Sanu especially back there. Like, you got to expect Mohamed Sanu might be passing that ball, and you know, we got the touchdown, and we're up 40-7 now after that Jordan Howard touchdown. This is pretty much over, so, you know, that is hopefully what we can continue to build on heading into our next game against another AFC East rival, the New England Patriots, and especially in next week's game against the Patriots, because we have to pull out division wins. We're already 0-1 in the division, so every single division game from here on out is that much more important because we don't want to fall behind in tiebreakers or anything like that. As Jerome Baker, by the way, gets interception number 2 of the game. I think Jerome Baker is making a pretty good case for AFC Defensive Player of the Week, right? Like, what has this man not done? Like, how is this man not going to get this award unless someone gets like 3 interceptions and 2 pick sixes, right? They have like a Minkah Fitzpatrick 2019 kind of game. And one of the best parts about this defense being one of the best units of the 2020 season is that Minkah Fitzpatrick hasn't had the 2019 season he had. You would think Minkah Fitzpatrick would be a major blueprint of why this team is great, but he is a piece of the puzzle, and that's great because that means we just have so much defensive talent that we don't have to rely on Minkah Fitzpatrick. So, you know, that's why, even though it sounds weird, that's why, you know, I'm okay with the fact that Minkah isn't having, you know, a crazy record-breaking season. We can't expect Minkah Fitzpatrick to get 16 interceptions every season, which is what he had last time out. Just a normal season from Minkah Fitzpatrick, and, you know, great defensive performances all around from, you know, even Matthew Judon, Derek Brown inside, Christian Wilkins, McMillan at the middle linebacker spot, Jerome Baker especially this weekend, Vic Beasley, who has had a couple of big games early on, free agent acquisition for us. And, you know, you put all the pieces together, and hopefully that equates to an elite defense. And so far, so good for us. We've only given up 7 points as it stands late in the fourth quarter. The defensive domination continues. Meanwhile, for our offense and just point scoring in general, I believe we came into this game not scoring more than 14 points in a single game all season. So 43 points definitely looks abnormal, and hopefully this is more the norm for the rest of the season than our rough start. Hopefully that is behind us, and unless the Chargers do something absolutely crazy here, we are going to enter next week with a 3-2 record. When it's all said and done, we're going to have a better record heading into week 6 than we had last season when we were 2-3, or it was actually week 7 because we had a bye in week 6 or something like that. But either way, you know, 3-2 is better than 2-3. The only problem is, you know, the rest of the AFC East looks pretty stout, but we'll worry about that later. We'll just try to rack up wins to keep up with them, and, you know, hopefully that's all good. At least for 1 week, everything is fine for us, and we have put it all together on offense and defense, and yeah, kind of special teams, not really, but, you know, you just got to mention that because the 3 aspects of football. But hopefully this is not just a 1-game outlier, right? We got to see, you know, we'll really learn about where our team is next week against the Patriots. This is a good win against a playoff team from last season, GG to the Chargers, but we will really learn a lot more about where we're at next season against the Patriots because, you know, those division battles are really going to define our 2020 season, I feel like, especially with how tough the AFC East is. So that'll pretty much do it for today. I meant to show you guys the season stats so far, who's leading the league and all that after this game, but I forgot to, so I'll make sure I do that after next week's game. But for now, I'll just show you guys the stats for this game, and then we'll head out. As you guys saw, Mohamed Sanu having a touchdown pass. That looks pretty crazy out there. Colin Johnson with his 2nd game in a row over 100 yards, and that's definitely part of the formula for our offense, finding ways to get Colin Johnson involved. This is the 2nd week we've done it, and you know, Colin Johnson had 2 touchdown passes or catches this time around. You mix in some Colin Johnson, you mix in some Jakeem Grant. I feel like those are the 2 biggest playmakers on our offense. So we find ways to get those guys the ball, and everything else will work itself out. On the defensive end, things are looking all fine and dandy out here. Even though we gave up a lot of yards, we forced a lot of turnovers, and we got the win. So leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed today's game. Subscribe for more Madden 20 games, especially Madden 20 CFM games that you guys want to keep up with our Miami Dolphins series as we are continuing season 2 of this online CFM, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, as always.